Picture this. You've just stepped onto a floating city in the middle of the ocean. There's unlimited food, endless pools, Broadway-style shows, and maybe a water slide or two that makes you scream like a kid again. Everything feels perfect. But what if I told you that behind those smiling crew members and the glittering chandeliers, there are secrets the cruise line hopes you'll never figure out? Today, we're diving into 10 hidden cruise ship secrets the crew will never tell you. And trust me, once you know them, you'll cruise a whole lot smarter. Let's set sail. Cruise ships are basically giant floating labyrinths. What you see, the lounges, the restaurants, the infinity pool, that's just the surface. Behind the scenes, there's an entire maze of corridors, hidden staircases, and secret elevators only for the crew. Ever notice that a waiter can disappear with a tray of dirty dishes and then bam, reappear 5 minutes later with your dessert? That's because they're zipping through these secret hallways. Think of it as the ship's version of a Batcave. Here's the fun part. You'll probably never step inside one of these areas, unless you accidentally wander through a crew-only door. Don't try it though, unless you enjoy awkward conversations with security. But knowing about these passages can help you. Why? Because if your cabin is near one of these crew hallways, you might hear late-night clanging or constant footsteps. Tip: when booking, always ask for a room far from crew access points. That way, you get the beauty sleep you deserve without feeling like you're living above a 24/7 subway station. Secret 2, the fresh food myth. Let's be honest, one of the biggest reasons people book a cruise is the food. Endless buffets, lobster nights, fancy 3-course dinners, and that magical soft-serve machine that somehow tastes better at sea. Cruise lines love showing you glossy commercials of chefs sprinkling herbs on a perfectly seared steak, or a waiter delivering fruit that looks like it just fell off a tree in the Caribbean. But here's the hidden truth. The word fresh on a cruise ship is, let's say, a flexible term. Most of the food you'll eat has traveled thousands of miles, sat in freezers the size of apartments, and been thawed with military precision to look like it just came off the farm. Shrimp cocktails? Frozen in bulk. Steaks? Shipped in by container. Even bread, yep, a lot of it is baked from frozen dough. Think of cruise dining as more of a logistical miracle than a farm-to-table paradise. Now before you cancel your cruise and head for the nearest burger joint, let's clear something up. Frozen food doesn't mean bad food. In fact, freezing is how cruise lines can serve thousands of guests at sea without running out of chicken nuggets by day 3. But it does mean that some of those Instagram-worthy meals are less caught this morning and more caught this fiscal quarter. So, what's really fresh on board? Fruits and vegetables are usually restocked at ports along the way. Ever notice bananas or melons suddenly looking more vibrant after a port day? That's because the ship took on local produce. Fish is a tricky one. Sometimes you'll get lucky if the cruise stops in a fishing town local, catch might make it onto your plate that night. Otherwise, that salmon is straight from a freezer. Here's how to outsmart the system. Stick to made-to-order stations. Omelet bars at breakfast, pasta stations at lunch, or stir-fry counters at dinner are your best bets for truly fresh food. You watch it being cooked in front of you, so there's no mystery. Scope the buffet turnover. If a tray of lasagna looks like it's been sitting under the heat lamp since the ship left Miami, skip it. Go for items that are constantly refilled, which means higher turnover and fresher taste. Ask questions. Don't be shy. Servers know what's fresh and what's not. Want to know if the sushi is made on board or shipped in bulk? Just ask. Worst case, you get a polite smile and a vague answer. Best case, you learn which dish is secretly the best on the ship. Timing matters. Buffets, right when they open? That's when food is freshest. Midnight pizza? Delicious. Yes, but don't expect farm to table. Here's a funny little fact. Some cruise lines even have secret crew buffets that feature food closer to what crew members would eat at home. Sometimes it's fresher and tastier than what's served to guests. The catch? You're not invited unless you're ready to trade your cabin for a bunk bed below deck 2. Now, should you freak out about frozen food? Absolutely not. Remember, you're on vacation, not a cooking competition. The chefs on board are pros at making frozen food taste amazing. That steak dinner on formal night might technically be from a freezer, but once they add garlic butter and serve it with a side of ocean views, you'll swear it's the best steak of your life. The real takeaway here is this: manage your expectations. Cruise food is designed to feed thousands, be safe, and taste good, not necessarily to be fresh from the farm. And honestly, when you're sipping a pina colada by the pool, does it matter if your shrimp saw Alaska last year? Secret 3. Cabin walls are thinner than you think. Imagine this. You finally checked into your cozy cruise cabin. The bed looks inviting. The balcony opens to a view of endless ocean, and you're thinking, this is paradise. Then, 10 minutes later, you hear your neighbors arguing about sunscreen. Not exactly the soundtrack you had in mind. Here's the secret most cruise lines won't advertise. Cabin walls are about as thick as a pop song lyric. Seriously, you'll hear laughter, conversations, and sometimes, well, let's just say some things you wish you hadn't. Privacy on a cruise ship is more of an illusion than a guarantee. Why are the walls so thin? 2 reasons: space and money. Cruise ships are designed to pack in as many cabins as possible while still keeping the ship afloat. Every inch counts. Thinner walls mean more rooms, more passengers, and more profit. Plus, lighter construction materials keep the ship from weighing as much as a floating skyscraper. The downside? You're basically living in an apartment complex where everyone's on vacation and nobody remembers to keep their voices down. So, how do you survive the symphony of noise? First, choose your cabin wisely. Cabins near elevators, nightclubs, or pool decks are prime spots for late-night chaos. If you're a light sleeper, pick a room in the middle of the ship, away from high-traffic areas. It's the cruise version of buying a house in a quiet cul-de-sac instead of next to a freeway. Second, pack for sound defense. Earplugs are your best friend. Cheap foam plugs from the drugstore will do the trick. Noise-canceling headphones, even better, pop them on, play some ocean sounds, and pretend you're alone at sea. Third, be mindful of your own noise. Just because you can hear your neighbor doesn't mean they can't hear you. So maybe keep the late night karaoke session to the actual karaoke lounge instead of your cabin shower. Unless your dream is to become the cruise ship's accidental alarm clock. There are also clever hacks. Use a white noise app, put your phone or a small travel speaker by the bed, play steady sounds like rain or waves, and drown out the chatter next door. Strategic booking. Want maximum quiet? Avoid connecting cabins, the ones with a door linking 2 rooms. Those doors are like megaphones for sound. Cabin location trick. Book a cabin above or below other cabins, not under the gym or theater. Nobody wants to wake up to the sound of treadmills or rehearsals for Mamma Mia. And let's not forget, sometimes noise isn't all bad. You might overhear tips from other passengers. The secret dessert menu is amazing. Or even make friends after realizing your neighbors are also annoyed by the same thumping bass from the nightclub. Shared suffering builds bonds. Here's the bright side. Cruise cabins, despite the thin walls, are surprisingly cozy. You'll adapt quickly, and most people spend so much time at the pool, in restaurants, or exploring ports that you're really only in your cabin to sleep. By day 3, you'll laugh off the noise. By day 5, you might even embrace it as part of the experience, like a quirky reminder that you're part of a floating community. Final tip, if noise really ruins your sleep, don't suffer in silence. Ask the front desk for a room change. They may not always accommodate, but if there's availability, they'll try. Remember, a tired passenger is a cranky passenger, and cruise lines definitely prefer happy ones. So yes, the walls are thin, but with a little preparation, you'll still sleep like a baby, rocked gently by the waves, minus the soundtrack of your neighbor's Taylor Swift sing-along at midnight. Secret 4. Not everything is cleaned daily. Here's a secret that might make you want to pack a hazmat suit. Not every surface in your cabin gets cleaned every day. Sure, the crew will make your bed, swap towels, maybe vacuum, but things like the curtains, the remote control, or that hairdryer, those probably haven't seen disinfectant since the ship was built. Here's your survival kit. Bring a small pack of disinfectant wipes. First thing, when you enter the cabin, wipe the television remote, the light switches, and the bathroom handles. It takes 2 minutes and saves you from taking home a surprise souvenir called norovirus. Bonus hack? Hang up the do not disturb sign sometimes. It reduces foot traffic in your room and keeps germs out. Secret 5. The all-inclusive illusion. Cruise ads love the word all-inclusive. Translation, you paid for food, but everything else is going to cost you. Bottled water? Cha-ching. Fancy coffee? Extra. That spa treatment you've been dreaming of? Let's just say your wallet's going to feel lighter than your body after a hot stone massage. Here's the move. Plan your extras in advance. If you drink a lot of soda or cocktails, get the drink package. It's usually cheaper than buying a la carte. Skip bottled water by bringing a reusable bottle and refilling it at water stations. Pro tip, avoid filling directly at bathroom sinks, those aren't drinking water safe, and don't fall for every upsell. Ask yourself, do you really need a $50 steak when there's already unlimited food included? Unless it's your birthday. Then, hey, treat yourself. Secret 6. Crew knows more about you than you realize. That smiling server who remembers your name on day 2? Magic? Nope. It's data. Every time you use your keycard, whether for drinks, dinner, or buying tacky souvenirs, the ship's system logs it. Crew members see your preferences so they can give personalized service and upsell you at the same time. Here's the thing, it's not creepy, it's clever, but you should still be mindful. Don't flash your keycard for every single splurge unless you want targeted sales pitches later, and always keep it safe. Losing that card is like losing your credit card and house key in one go. Treat it like gold. Secret 7. Medical care on board isn't what you expect. Cruise ships do have doctors and nurses, but think small like a clinic, not a hospital. If you get seasick or twist your ankle, they've got you. But if something serious happens, like a heart attack, you're either waiting for the ship to reroute or a helicopter rescue. Not exactly fast. That's why travel insurance isn't optional. It's essential. It covers emergencies that your regular health plan might not. Also, pack a small first aid kit. Seasickness pills, band-aids, pain relievers. Trust me, it's better than paying $20 for 2 Tylenol at the ship's medical center. Secret 8. The crew's secret social life. You think the crew just works and sleeps? Nope. After hours, they've got their own parties, karaoke nights, and friendships that keep them sane during months at sea. Sometimes, crew even mix with passengers at bars, though officially, it's a big no-no. Here's why this matters for you. Don't be shocked if you notice crew disappearing together or forming close bonds. It's their way of surviving long contracts away from home. And if you're friendly and respectful, some might even share little insider tips with you, like the quietest deck at sunset or the best time to hit the buffet without lines. Just remember, boundaries are a thing. Respect them. Secret 9. Incidents and crimes at sea are kept quiet. Cruise ships love their perfect image, so when things go wrong, like theft, fights, or worse, you probably won't hear about it. They handle most issues quietly, behind closed doors. Why? Because nothing ruins a tropical getaway like a headline that says crime on the high seas. Here's what you can do. Lock valuables in the cabin safe. Keep your passport with you or at the ship's security office, and don't leave drinks unattended. Basically, the same street smarts you'd use in a big city apply on a cruise ship. You're in paradise, sure, but paradise still has pickpockets. Secret 10. The reality of crew working conditions. Your cabin steward smiling at you? Chances are they've been working 12 hours straight, 7 days a week, for months. Many crew members come from countries where this job is a lifeline for their families. The conditions are tough: small shared cabins, little time off, and constant pressure to keep guests happy. Here's the takeaway. Tip generously. A few extra dollars might not mean much to you, but for them, it's huge. Say thank you, be polite, and treat the staff like actual humans, not robots. Your kindness can literally make their day. So, there you have it. 10 secrets that cruise lines would rather keep under wraps. From hidden hallways to not-so-fresh lobster, from upsells to undercover drama, you now know the insider playbook. Remember, a cruise is still an amazing experience. But when you sail with knowledge, you sail smarter. So pack your disinfectant wipes, bring your earplugs, and most importantly, tip your crew. Now go enjoy that midnight ice cream buffet. You've earned it.